Hey everyone, usual shit. Alex and Gio from Raddtitan here.
Yo.
Or yo peeps, which one? Basically, we're here today. We're just looking over an older piece. We did this review a while back, this of the regular version, and it was actually one of our first kind of bigger pieces, and we kind of looked into it at the time.
Big fuck you moment.
And it was kind of one of those moments where it was a bit, whoa, this is something special. So what we're going to do is we're going to re-review this piece with the exclusive heads as Gio's picked it up. So we're going to look into the Thor original premium format by Sideshow Collectibles.
Classic Thor by Sideshow. Related. Yo, so, okay, we're cracking on with the review. As Alex was mentioning before, this is Sideshow Collectibles. This is the classic Thor premium format exclusive. Now, we did review the regular. This isn't a re-review. This is a different piece. And actually, it's quite an impressive change because, you know, the exclusive is actually incredibly sought after, to be honest. It's a limited edition of 500 pieces. When this originally went on sale from Sideshow, it was up at $325. This now sells for well over 2,000 English pounds, which is about $2,300, $2,400.
Doctor Doom was that as well.
Yeah, along with Doctor Doom. Now this is sculpted by the legendary Martin Canal and the Gore Group. You know, so it speaks for itself. You know what I mean? I was very lucky to be able to pick this piece up. My good friend Mike Wells did a really good deal with me. He's a fantastic guy to deal with and to do business with. So if you come across his name, Mike Wells, that's exactly who he is. He's a very really top guy. So
very trusted. I've done about 3 or 4. Yeah, I think I've done 4 deals with him.
Yeah, as you can see, I've got my rubber gloves on. I don't mess about with this piece. It's incredibly valuable. It's incredibly rare, and you know there's a lot of parts on it you've got to be incredibly careful of, like you know the knees and the feathers and such. Yeah. You know, just all of that stuff. You just got to be careful with it. It's one of them pieces you've got to look after. Now we'll get started.
Go down low.
Go down low, bro. Slot drop this bitch.
Right, so we start off on the base, and this is something that we actually went through last time, and it was Andy's piece that you were sending off to
Andy
Fisco.
Yeah.
And
he had the regular. Regular's a fantastic portrait too.
Well, regular is 1250 edition size.
Yeah.
So you got like all this kind of Asgardian etchings on the
into the stone.
The stone there. And when we were going on to this before, there were a few people who said they didn't even know the bird was there.
Yeah.
They didn't know the sword was there when we actually went through this. Again, I mean, you know, it's a rock with some etchings on, but you know, it's good.
It's a little bit hollow. This. It's not the heaviest of bases, to be brutally honest. It's not overly heavy, not compared to today's market. But it's incredibly well done. It lacks a little bit of shading, but nothing exceptional. And the edges are a little bit lighter than the solid rock. It's done well. It's not a bad start at all.
And then you work your way up. So you got the boots on here. You got the texturing on the boots. The kind of yellow, like a leathery effect.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
there.
Yeah.
And then you kind of go into the
try not
the
to touch it for fuck's sake. Yeah. Don't touch
the straps going up there and onto the kind of the black underneath,
which is a sort of glossy black. So you've got the matte sort of mustard yellow, and even on the bottom of the edges is like a darker browny orange, which is a really nice effect. This is quite common for them to be chipped and damaged, especially if people use it too close to the door. So you've got to be very careful when you're putting this in that it fits just right.
Okay. And then working up, so you got the mixed media here.
Yeah.
And you got like the kind of blue, light blue kind of. I'm going to say leggings. I'm going to say he's got his light blue leggings.
Tight jeans.
Tights.
And
you know, then you work up into the leotard he's wearing underneath. I just want to throw that in there, just to piss off George. But this is the kind of older pieces, and the sort of similar material they use like on the Wolverine and the Captain America and things like that. And you have to be really, really careful with those older pieces.
This is a little bit more like Sabretooth as opposed to Captain America. Captain America's not the same material. Captain America's shit. This is a bit more like, it's a bit like the Sabretooth in the fact that it's almost, when you look at it, in the light it has lines in the fabric.
Yeah.
Whereas in the Captain America, I don't know what the fuck's happening there.
Sure. But then I mean, so with these older pieces, you do have to be quite
Very
careful with
very.
leaving them out in the dust. Make sure you do dust them because they kind of absorb the dust quite.
They do a lot, yeah.
And
They're
they-
not like
yeah.
not the new Superman premium format. That material does a lot better over time.
Yeah, but still. And then you work up into the cape. So what we're going to do is
For me, this is one of the best sculpted capes that are out there. You have to be very careful with this piece. It's very common for it to crack in shipping because it does not come off.
Yeah.
It is connected to the back of it, so when it ships, if it gets rattled around or fucked with too much, it will break. And cracks and repairs and repaints are very, very common.
Sure.
So you got to look. I mean, I'm quite lucky. I got a really good one. But it's got fantastic shading and unbelievably. I mean, you can even hear it. Hear that? That's the textures that are running down the cape. It is full of textures, full of lines and squares. It's very, very nice.
Yeah. So you got the texturing all over the back. The shading as well, so you've got the blacks, reds.
This could be done better under the edges. You
I
see what I'm
think
saying? That's not. I mean, by today's standard.
That piece here.
Yeah, you know what I mean. By today's standard, this sort of you'd rip into a bit of this because I mean it's not exactly the sharpest of work here. Not on the sculpt. This is a bit of a lazy.
Well, even the boots, you kind of see where the black kind of overgoes the yellow.
Yeah, definitely. It's funny because these pieces, people think that they're beyond reproach. It's bullshit because they ain't. There's loads of issues on every single one that you get. The trick is to get some reviewers that you know and you can trust that are going to point these things out to you. Not these fucking punks who are just like, it's flawless, it's immaculate. Nothing is.
It's mint.
It's
the
all
best thing
got
ever.
issues.
I'm going to sell it next week.
Yeah, that's it.
And then just say, so I mean, that's something I didn't like on this actually is where you kind of have the texturing and then you have heavy paint.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of heavy paint on there. It's not a deal killer. It's not a deal killer at all.
But if you're doing $2,000, you better know that you're not getting in something that you could, you know what I mean, that's gonna, you know, there's very few that are absolute. I mean, very few, if not any.
And then also you've got the sculpted, I don't know
really
these
nice.
discs, I don't know what they're called. You've got his belt there with a little T on it. And then you work
classic,
up, and you kind of got all the arm there, so you've got all the muscles coming out there.
The muscle work on this and the paint job on it, and especially on the veins and the way that the veins actually flow up the arm are incredibly well done. Very, very accurate, very, very powerful. You know, his tricep, bicep, balance is perfect because it's around about 65% of your arm is actually tricep. Yeah. So, you know, when you see these stupid sculpts where the biceps fucking like 80% of your arm, you just know they fucked it up. So you can see there from the side view just how well sculpted. I mean, that is a perfectly horseshoe shaped tricep. You've got your radio brachialis, you know, you've got your long head, short head biceps, really, really nice.
And then also, I mean, here, really nice sort of vein work in there.
Beautiful.
You've also got the details on the hammer, so you've actually got...
It's very heavy, that hammer as well. It's not, like with the hammer, sometimes they're a little light. It's really quite weighty, that hammer.
So you've got the actual details on there, you know, the who's worthy to the power of 4, whatever it is.
Whoever. Do you not know it?
No.
Whoever hold this hammer, if he be worthy... I can't see it. If he be worthy, shall possess the power of 4.
Right. So, and then you kind of work up and you've got the exclusive head here, and this is the bearded head. Really nice, I can see underneath the detailing on the beard there. Quite well sculpted, it's not like a solid kind of block.
It's a beautiful
head. Lines going through there. And then you've got the helmet there as well. You've got a really nice sort of detailing on the helmet.
Crystal clear blue eyes, beautiful eyes.
Really fine lines on the helmet there. I mean, I could imagine them being quite broken in shipping, but I don't really think you see many. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
You do see a few with the hair broken, but
and the feathers. Yeah.
That was the next bit I was going to move on to is the feathers. I mean, that is probably my favourite part of the sculpt. I think the feathers are sculpted really, really well. I think they're just so much detail on there, but I think the head sculpt as well is very good.
I don't like to use the term X or foul because I think it's a total horse piece of shit, but the regular portrait on this is magnificent, absolutely magnificent as well. But there is definitely a cult classic to the bearded portrait, and a lot of collectors that I know that have the regular really want the exclusive. it definitely isn't any of that X or foul shit, because the truth is the regular is a beautiful, beautiful job, and this is good. The real problem is this: with these head sculpts, you cannot keep them on this. You just can't keep them sitting around. The way that they are put together is basically the way that the hair and things flows around the neck, because the join is there, and these hair flow around the neck. Okay, so when you try and leave it somewhere, even on its side, you're going to break the wing. You leave it that way, you're going to break the hair. Leave it upside down, you're going to break the whole thing. So you have to keep it in the box. They go in upside down into the box, and that's where the wings do not touch anything, and you take them down. So unfortunately, we can't show you the regular portrait, because the regular portrait is safe in the loft, untouched, unmoved, you know, how it should be.
Well, we did review the regular originally,
yeah, so check it out.
Check that out from 4
I
years ago.
I definitely think the exclusive is just that step beyond. I think the exclusive portrait is magnificent, and for me, I would have taken the regular. I would have had no problem with it, but I got a great deal on the X, so I had to grab it. For me, you know, I don't believe in these, you know, the ideology of these things being absolutely perfect years ago and now they're shit. It's not true. There was loads of problems with this, with loads of different pieces that came out. I personally think this is a stunning piece. It's 30 inches tall. It's, 15 something wide, 15 across.
I think it's 10 deep, 15 wide, I think.
Yeah, so, you know, you've got a serious, I think the pose, for me, is what really sets this off. I think this is, you know, like the Mark 6 from Sideshow, the Iron Man. It's you see that pose and it's Iron Man. There's no fucking doubt. It's 100%. And with me, I think this is the best pose Thor there is.
The way he's looking. So people do complain about that. So, but
it's an angle thing, though. To be honest, if you have it up high, you can see it. You know, you can see enough. If you have it down low, you can see everything.
Yeah.
I think it's just really, it's all perspective view. I don't think it's anything to take away from the piece. I think if he was looking dead ahead, it would be a little bit more like a 1980s album cover for a fucking rock band. If he was like going like that, it just wouldn't work. So I think him looking up to the sky is exactly how it should be.
Sure.
It's not beyond its flaws, but I really think it's one of Sideshow's better pieces. I definitely think it's up there with some of their best work, and it's definitely in the top 5 in my collection. It has a cult classic status that you just can't deny it.
Nostalgia and attachment to the character, I guess, but yeah, very, very good job from Sideshow. But again, I mean, that is a good question though about whether the newer Sideshow pieces are, you know, whether the older Sideshow pieces are, you know, in their own little bubble and they are amazing as everyone says. But I think it's a conversation for another time.
Well, it's a conversation that could go on. I mean, we've been quite lucky. We've been quite fortunate. We've seen the majority of them, if not all. And I think, to be honest with you, you know, you've got to accept these things for what they are. The price dictates, you know, what you're going to receive, and you do get a really good piece with this Thor. If you pay £2,000, you're going to get it's a fantastic piece. Yeah. But do not expect there to be nothing. Do not expect for it to have the absolute cleanest of paint lines. There's a better paint jobs on average XM pieces better than this.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? It's just how it goes. But what you are going to get, you're going to get a beast. He is massive, thick set, sculpt is bang on the money. The cape is magnificently well done. Just a little bit on the edges, a little bit of thickness in the paint, I think, just here and there. You know what I mean? But nothing that's too horrendous. But you know, it's a beautiful, beautiful piece. You know, I'm proud to have it. So
we give it 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, he gets
4 thumbs up.
He gets the Raddtitan 4 thumbs of approval. It definitely is. You know, if you can get it for a deal or work it into a trade, you're definitely laughing. You know, but the price of this has gone really crazy over the last few years. So, you know, but just know what you're getting and know who you're dealing with. You know, I wouldn't advise you have this shit under any circumstances. You should pick it up. It won't survive thrown around. It just won't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, not by today's standards of delivery, but
no.
We're going to cut it there. So, usual guys, like, comment, subscribe, share. Let us know what you think. Let us know you have the piece as always. We do.
Tell us what you think the best 4 is. What do you reckon? Are we going to go with the XM, the colourful, vibrant XM Studios job? What do you think the modern version, Alex possesses, which is for me, it's probably one of the.
Or some of the movie versions, or even you know, some of the older Bowman versions. I mean, there's a lot of Thors out there.
Yeah, there is a few.
So
let us know what you would what you place in your order. Give me a top 5. That would be good fun. Give me a top 5 Thor. All right. Much love. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Bye.